Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon, sir.
Okay, right now, last session we have completed up to customer sales order. Today we will start from customer tax invoices, and we can hopefully we can complete customer transactions and customer reports today. After that, we will move to time tracking and debtors manager modules. Right now, we will start from customer invoices. You can enter customer invoices from customers, transactions, customer tax invoices. Now, when we are selling goods or services, we can enter customer invoice or customer tax invoice. When we are entering tax invoice, it will update our customer balances. Customer trade receivables will debit, and if we are selling items, those items or inventory will credit. Okay. There are three ways we can enter customer tax invoice. First option is, or first method is, go to customers, transactions, customer tax invoices, and click add a tax invoice. From here, we can select our customer. After we select the customer, we can see customer balance, customer tax registration numbers, and customer addresses. If you are giving any credit period to that customer, that date range or number of days will calculate by the system. Now, I'll explain you how to enter customer credit period. Go to customers, click add a customer. When you are creating the customer, you can enter number of days, due date for payment. I'll open same customer. Now, this customer, we have entered 45 days as credit period. Now, when you are entering any transaction or when you are entering invoice for that customer, you can see today's date available and due date. Now here, system has calculated 45 days. And when you are entering customer, when you are creating customer, you can enter default discount. That 10% discount will display here. If you want to change this discount, when you are processing the transaction, you can change this discount. Next, document number. System will automatically generate this number. You can set these numbers from company settings. Go to company, change company settings. Document and statements. Document numbers. From here, customer invoice, you can set your invoice number. In practical situation, if you are implementing for all company, you can enter next number of your previous system. Now, for an example, if you are previously maintain any other software, or if you are manually maintain, or if you are using Excel for invoicing, last invoice number assume INV 001 or INV 100, Now, when you are implementing the system, if you are implementing the old system uh, for all company, you can use here INV 101. Previous system, your last number is INV 100. Now here you can enter your new number, new document number as INV 101. Then that number will display here. Next, customer reference. Uh, if your customer send any quotations if your customer send purchase orders or any other document, you can enter that document number as customer reference. Then you can select layout, and if you are assigning any sales rep, you can assign that sales rep. And when you are creating customers also, you can assign sales reps from here. Then if you are assigning in sales rep, when you are processing that customer invoice, that sales rep will display here. And you can if you want, you can change this sales rep. The main advantage of assigning sales rep, now for an example, in your company there are several sales reps, and you want to generate sales rep wise sales report. In that case, we can assign our sales rep to invoice, and we can generate a report sales by sales rep. Okay, from this report we can generate what's the sales reps sales. Sales rep name, their invoices, cost, total selling, GP, and we can generate total sales from that sales rep. If you want to generate a sales rep wise sales report, it's better to select your sales rep here. Then you can select your items. When you select your items, you can view item code, item description, reserved quantity, and quantity on hand. If you have already entered your prices, that price will display here, and you can enter quantity and unit price. Then system will calculate total, and you can process the sales, this customer invoice. Right. Furthermore, if you are using analysis code, you can select that relevant analysis code here. If you are using projects or cost centers, if your company has, you can select that analysis code from here. Then you can generate a report that analysis code wise. After you enter this customer invoice, you can email or you can print and send to customers. By clicking this email, you can email your invoice. Then that invoice will save. Now you can see that invoice. Okay, like that you can enter customer invoice. Now you can enter two customer invoices. I think last session we have created some items. Right. You can enter these three customer invoices. You can select that item as this Dell laptop, date, customer, this customer, and items from this Dell laptop. Okay, like that, you can enter customer invoice. That is the simplest way to enter customer tax invoice. Now we will discuss advanced features of this customer invoice. Now assume you are selling a laptop or computer. Now, when you are, if you are selling computer, you may require to enter that computer serial number or warranty periods. And if you want to add additional details for this item by clicking this mark or this image, you can then if you click this image, there's an additional line will open. In that line, you can enter your additional details such as serial numbers, warranty. Those details you can enter here. Then when you are printing this invoice, those details will display. Right. If you add serial number and warranty period, these details will display in your customer invoice. Next, if you want to, if you are tax registered company, you want to mention your prices in with tax amount. That case, you can use use inclusive. Then this price will change to inclusive price. If you want exclusive, you can untick this option. Next, you can enter any message here. For an example, if you want to mention your bank account details, you can add bank account details. Then those details will display uh, in your customer invoice. Next, when you are creating customers, you can enter your customer credit limit. Now, this customer credit limit is 150,000. Now, that customer has reached to 438,000. And when you are processing this transaction, system will ask your credit limit, this customer credit limit will exceeded. Would you like to continue? And if you want to continue, you can click yes. And if you want to reject this invoice, you can click no. Then this invoice will not process. Okay, if you want to proceed, you can click yes and you can proceed this invoice. Then if you are entering any if you want to add any discounts, you can add discount percentage here, or if you are giving any discount amount, you can enter that amount here. Next, assume you have foreign customers, you are selling for foreign customers, and you have created those customers in customers currency. Now this customer, we have created that customer currency as AED. From here, you can change your customer currency. If you select a foreign customer, system will display all amounts in that customer's currency, their balance, credit limit, and amounts will display from customer's currency. And you can view that exchange rate. If you want to change, you can change from here. Right. Like that, we can create customer invoices. We will next move to second method. Go to customers, transaction, customer tax invoice, click add a tax invoice. Now assume you have already entered customer quotation or sales order for this customer, and you want to convert that sales order quotation for invoice. In that case, when you select that customer, system will display there are outstanding sales orders for this customer. Do you want to invoice them now? Then if you want to convert that quotations or sales order, you can click yes, and from here you can select your quotation or sales order. Right. And also now from quote sales order, you can select your sales order quotation. And you can view quotation or sales order number, date, that transaction you entered, then expiry date. Here you can view status of that quotations or sales order. Now if you haven't invoiced, or if you haven't converted that quotations or sales order to invoice, you can view as pending or expired. And if you have converted any sales order or quotation, you can view as invoice, and you can view that amount. And from here you can select which quotation or sales order you are going to invoice. Now here I'll select this quotation. Then those quotation items and quantity will display here. Right, I haven't entered quotation or I haven't entered line item. From here I select the quotation, then system will display that quotation invoice, quotation line items, and you can convert that quotation to sales customer invoice. Okay, that's the second method. There's a question, how to enter customer currency. Now when you are creating customers, you can select customers from here. From default setting, you can select customers. Now I'll open new customer. First I go to multi-currency option also. First you need to create multi-currency. Go to company, change company settings, then go to multi-currency. From here you can add currencies by clicking this add currency, and you can select any currency from this currency list. And you can add. Then that currency will add here, and system will automatically pick that currency rates or exchange rate, and you can save that currency. After you create multi-currency, when you are creating customers, you can select that customers currency. Go to customers, click add a customer. Under default setting, you can view currency. From here you can select customer currency, and you can save. After you save that customer currency, when you are invoicing to that customer, system will display that customer's currency. Okay, and one important thing, after you select any currency and after you enter any transaction for that customer, you cannot change that currency. Okay, now here you cannot change that customer's currency. Now we have discussed that two options, two methods. First invoicing method, go to customers, transaction, customer tax invoices. Click add a tax invoice. You can select the customer and you can enter uh, items and you can invoice. Second option is you can select the customer and from quote or sales order you can select any quotation or sales order, then that quotation or sales order will convert to customer invoice. Next option is go to customer transaction or customer quotation list, and from here if there are any pending or expired invoices, you can select that quotation or sales order you want to convert as invoice. Click actions, and from this menu you can select create invoice. Then system will select that customer and enter these items. Okay, you don't want to enter that items or customer again. When you click that actions and click create invoice, system will convert this quotation to customer invoice. Like that if you have sales orders also, you can convert that sales order to customer invoice. Okay, like this you can convert sales order to customer invoice. Right. Then after you enter customer invoices, you can view this customer invoice grid. From here, you can view customer name, customer document, date, due date. If you are giving any credit period, you can view due date, total tax, total amount, amount due, status, sales rep, actions. Now from sales, this status, you can view few status: unpaid, overdue, paid, and partially paid. First one, unpaid, and unpaid is you have created the invoice, but customer not yet paid. And there's another status, partially paid. That means you now this invoice it's partially paid. Total amount is 65,000. Customer has paid 49,000 something, and there's amount due 16,250. That means customer has partially paid, therefore status is partially paid. Now for unpaid invoices, you can view total amount 248 cents 40, due amount also 240. That means customer haven't paid. Then overdue, overdue means you have invoice and customer has a credit period. Now for an example, this customer has 1 month credit period. You can see invoice date is uh, 19th December 2020, due date is 18th January 2021. That means customer has 1 month credit period, but still customer haven't paid, therefore this is overdue. Now difference between this unpaid and overdue is, unpaid is we have invoice, customer has a credit period, uh, still we haven't reached the credit period, therefore it displays as unpaid. Overdue is customer haven't paid, and also they have reached the due date, they have exceeded the credit period, therefore the status will change to overdue. Then paid means that customer has paid your invoice fully. That total amount is 10,000, amount is 0, that means that customer has paid fully. Okay, now we will move to these options. Now from here, by clicking this view invoice GP, you can view the gross profit from this invoice. Now system will display item code, item description, average cost, exclusive price, gross profit amount, and gross profit percentage. Now if you cannot view this view invoice GP, you can go to administration, control user access. From user list, you can select your username and click customers, customer tax invoices. Tick on this view GP on invoices, quotes, and sales orders. By default, this will come as untick, and if you want to view GP on invoices, quotations, or sales orders, you can tick this option. Okay, go to administration, control user access, select your user, select customers, customer tax invoices, select this view GP on invoices, quotes, and sales orders, and tick this option. Then you can view gross profit or GP percentage from this invoice. Furthermore, there are two options: average cost, last cost. If you select average cost, system will calculate profit from this average cost. If you select last cost, system will calculate profit from this last cost. Okay, now you can see if you select average cost, this gross profit percentage is 39.54. If you select last cost, it's 44%, 44.67. Right, next, invoice history. You can view invoice history from this window. Who is created, edit. If any user edited this invoice, you can view edited and edited date, user, and details of that invoice. Next, user defined fields. If you want to add any user defined fields, you can add here. Then those details will display in the print. Next, document attachment. If you want to add any documents, you can add by clicking add attachment. For example, if you want to attach any purchase order of that customer, those documents you can attach. Then document notes. You can add document notes from here. For an example, if you want to follow up this document or collect payment, you can add the action date and you can enter description. And then this action, when you reach this action date, it will display message in your dashboard. Here you can view that reminder. Next, anticipated payment date. If your customer promised you to pay this invoice in a particular day, you can select that date. Then you can view in anticipated payment dates. Okay. Here you can view customer anticipated payment dates. From here, if your customer is not paid yet, you can check from here and you can follow up that, or you can call to customers and collect the payments. Next, create recurring invoices. Recurring invoices means you can schedule your customer invoices. Then that particular date, system will automatically generate that customer invoice and send to that customer. If you have added any customer email addresses, system will directly send that customer invoice to that customer email address. We will discuss when we are doing customer recurring invoices. Next, create credit note. Now, if your customer return these goods to you, you can create a customer credit note. If you want, you can create from here, or you can enter customer credit note from here, customer transaction, customer credit notes. Then create credit note and re-invoice. If you entered any create credit note and you want to re-invoice, you can re-invoice that customer invoice. Next, create receipt. And if you want to convert, if you want to enter customer receipts for this invoice, you can click this create receipt and you can enter customer receipt. Last option is copy invoice. If you want to copy same invoice again, you can click this copy invoice. Like that, you can enter that customer invoice. But, there's a question, how to get invoice GP. Right now, you are purchasing goods from your suppliers. Okay. Now, for an example, this computer we will see. Now you can see we have invoice computer COM001 item for this customer. Now we can view gross profit of this item. Here you can view item code, item description, average cost, exclusive price, GP amount, GP percentage. Right now we have purchased this item previously. We can generate purchases by item report. Now from here you can view we have purchased at 50,000, 53,500, 41,500, and system has calculated unit price, that cost of that item. and system will display average cost here. And you can view last time we have purchased at 41,500, and therefore if you select last cost, you can view last cost as 41,500. Then from this cost, system will calculate gross profit. Okay, you can view average cost and last cost. There are two options. You can view gross profit, and you can activate by viewing this gross profit. Go to administration, control user access. From these users that you have list, you can view from here. You can select, you can click this permission next to your username. Then you can view your user permission. Then after that, click this customers. Click this customers. Next, click customer tax invoices. You can view GP on invoices, quotes, and sales order, and tick here, and you can save this. Okay, I'll repeat it again. Go to administration, user control user access, and select your username and click permissions. From here, select customers. Click that plus mark. Then this list will drop down. Then select customer tax invoices. After you click that plus mark, you can view GP on invoices, quotes, and sales order. Tick that option and click save. Then you can view invoice GP under options. After you save that, refresh your screen. Then your this view invoice GP will activate. Right. Okay, if you have any questions, you can ask. Okay, next we will move to now think you can remember when you are doing our company settings, we have created price list, change company settings, general settings, item settings. From here, we have created price list. Now we will practice how to set price list and how to enter price list for items, and when we are invoicing, how to get automatically those item prices. I also create same item here. Okay, now first you need to create price list. Go to company settings, general settings, item settings. From here, you can create price list. And by clicking this plus mark, you can add price list. And if you want to rename your price list, by clicking here, you can rename your price list. After that, we can create items. Go to items. Now here you can create your item, and you can view price list tab here. And after you click that price list tab, you can view your available price list here, and you can enter your prices here. Now in our previous example, we have entered retail price is 200, wholesale price is 175,000. We can enter that prices here. Okay, now we have entered our prices in the item price. After that, you can save. Then next step is when you are creating customers, we can link price list to that customers. Now here, Mr. Pereira is a retail customer. Here, we can select default price list as retail price list, and you can save. Then we will create this Management Computers Private Limited as wholesale customer. And here we will select price list, default price list as wholesale price list, and we will save. Now you can go to customers, and you can enter customer tax invoice. First one, select Mr. Pereira as customer, and you can select that item. See, you can view that exclusive price as 200,000, and we will enter customer invoice for other customer also. Right, now here you can view that price came as 175,000. Previous customer, Mr. Pereira, price is 200,000. Management Computers Private Limited price is 175,000. Here, when we are entering invoice, we haven't entered that prices, but this prices came from when we are setting that items and customer, we have set that price list and price list prices. Therefore, system automatically pick these prices. Okay, and especially if you are in trading business, if you have different price list, or if you are selling uh, items at a different prices for different customers, you can use this price list. And when you select the customer, system will automatically take that relevant prices for that customer. Okay, like that you can set your price list, and you can automate your invoicing. Right, now you can practice these options, and you can check your price list. Okay, from that example also you can take you can check that prices correctly display in your invoices. Okay, now next option is now when we are creating company settings, you can remember when you are doing item settings, there are two options. One, when item quantities fall below 0, do not allow item quantities fall below 0, right? First option is warn when item quantities fall below 0. Second option, do not allow item quantities fall below 0. Now if you select second option, you cannot process that transaction if quantity is not available. And if you select or if you tick first option, uh, system will display alert, you don't have enough quantities for process this order, but you can process the customer invoice. Now first we will check ticking this first option, select customer and select item. Now this item has only 7 quantities. You will enter 8 quantity. Then system will display a message. Processing this quantity will cause the quantity on hand for item fall below 0. This might result in reserved items being unavailable for delivery. Now here you can okay, and you can process the customer invoice. Okay, now we will change this to do not allow item quantities fall below 0 and save. After that, open new customer invoice and select any customer and select same item. Now here you can view available quantities from here, quantity on hand. Now you are going to invoice 8. Now here you can see processing this quantity will cause the quantity on hand for this item fall below 0. You are not allowed to process below quantity on hand. Okay. Now previous option, if you select first option, only warning that if you select second option, system will not allow to invoice. Do not allow item quantities fall below 0. Okay, now if you want to blocking uh, quantities fall below 0. Now in fact, if you are working, sometimes you may seen some companies items there may be minus quantities also available. If you are doing if you are going for audit, or if you are working for any company, you can see that item list quantities will, there will be minus quantities also. Now if you want to block items fall below 0 or going for minus, you can use this option. If you take this second option, do not allow quantities fall below 0, then system will not allow to any user to process that customer invoice. And if you select first option, system will display a warning. And if you want to permanently blocking uh, quantities fall below 0, you can select second option. Right, like that we can enter customer invoices. Uh, you can create customer invoices from customers, transactions, customer tax invoice. And by clicking at tax invoice, you can create a tax invoice. In addition to that, you can convert your sales order quotation from this, from quote or sales order. and you can go to customer quotations list or sales order list, and you can convert that quotations to customer invoice without entering that details again. Next, you can, if you want to block, you can block your quantities fall below zero from item settings. And if you are selling your items for different customers at different prices, you can set price list, and you can enter credit period, default discount, price list, and currencies from here. And when you are selecting a foreign customer, uh, prices will display in customer's currency, and you can view uh, that currency exchange rate. Okay, like that, you can enter customer invoices, and also you can select sales rep, and you can select customer layout. And if you are maintaining uh, analysis code, you can select analysis codes from here. And if you are maintaining analysis code, you, when you are invoicing, you can select that analysis code. And if you want to generate that analysis code wise report, you can generate from here. Now if you have branches, you can view branch wise sales uh, and branch wise expenses, and net profit from that branches. And if you are allocating any analysis code here, you can generate this branch wise profitability report. And from options, you can view that invoice GP, invoice history, and other details. And by clicking this email, you can directly email, and if you want to print, you can print your customer invoice. Okay, if you have any questions, you can ask. And we have upload that user manuals in LMS. You can view, and or you can download these user manuals, and you can refer those user manuals. uh, and if you want, and also this video links also updated, you can go through these user manuals, and if you have any questions, please ask. Okay. Right, next we will move to customer recurring invoices. Right, customer recurring invoices we are using now for an example. frequently we are using or we are invoicing for same customer, we can use recurring invoices. Now for an example, assume uh, you will start a consultancy company, and you will do accounting services for your clients. Now every month you are charging a fixed amount from your customer, and you can schedule your customer invoices, or you can set a customer recurring invoice. Then system will automatically create that invoice, and system will send to that your customer that customer invoice. Okay. uh, if you are doing that recurring consultancy services, or if you are charging any rent from any customers, like that, you can use this recurring invoices. You can set a recurring invoice from customers transaction, customer recurring invoices, and click add recurring invoice. From here you can select your customer, and you can if you want, you can add the sales rep and reference number and discounts. Now recurring invoice setup, you can select start date. Always this start date should be future date. Current date or backdated dated you cannot select. You cannot save, and you should select a future date. Now for an example, assume you are providing consultancy services, and from every month, first date of every month, you are invoicing to your client. Okay. And you can select start date. Now every month you are invoicing, therefore you can select frequency as every month. Then if you have any agreement with that customer, you can select agreement end date, or if you are continue that agreement without entering end date also, you can continue. Assume you are sign an agreement with this customer for 1 year, then you can enter that end date. Then if you are entering, or if you are given any credit period for that customer, you can enter credit period. And there's an option create invoice. uh, there are two options actually. If you select automatically, system will automatically create this invoice and send to customers. And if you select as draft, system will create the invoice but not send to your customer. And after that you can review and you can process that customer invoice. Assume you want to automatically generate this invoice, you can select the automatically. Then if you want to send email, you can enter that email address. And if you want to add CC, you can tick here and you can enter CC email address. Then you can select uh, your items here. See, you are providing finance and accounting outsourcing, and you can enter amount. Right. After that, you can save. Then system will automatically create this invoice and send to this email address. Okay. Now assume you have a house, and you are renting for clients, uh, and every month you are charging your rent. In that case also, you can use this recurring invoice. You can select customer, and from recurring invoice setup, you can set start date, frequency, and end date. And from here you can select item. Then according to this recurring invoice setup, system will create invoice and send that invoice to your clients. Okay. And also you are providing, if you are providing consultancy services, every month you are charging those invoices also, you can set up from here. And if you want to add department or analysis code, you can select from here. Right. After that, you can save this uh, recurring invoice. After enter recurring invoices, you can view your recurring invoices from here: customer name, recurring invoice, date, uh, invoice date, and last run. Now if it is not run, now date is start date, first time you are sending invoices in this date, and last run is uh, what's the last time system created this invoice. Now we have created this invoice, uh, still that it's not processed, therefore not run. And you can see some invoices as last run. That means this invoice created uh, January 2021. And you can view next run. If end date available, you can view end date and total amount of that invoice. And you can view the frequency: every month, every year, every 6 months. And create invoice automatically or as draft and sales rep. These details you can view. Furthermore, if you are providing say auditing, it's every year, then you can select every year as frequency. And if you are providing any tax services, assume you are providing tax services in every quarter, then you can select every third month. Like that, you can select frequency, and you can save this customer recurring invoice. Right. If you have any questions, you can ask. Okay. You can create recurring invoices. Before create recurring invoice, you can create an item as service item for consulting services. From here, you can select services, and you can enter recurring invoice. If you have any questions, please ask. You can add a few customer recurring invoices, and you can set different frequency and check whether you are correctly receiving that emails. You can add your email under include CC. You can tick that option and you can enter your email address. Then in addition to that client email address, you will receive an email. Okay. Next, we will move to customer credit notes. Now, assume you are in trading business. You are selling goods to your customers, and sometimes your customers will return goods back to you. Okay, in that case, you can enter credit note. When you are enter credit notes, uh, customer receivable or trade receivable will credit and your inventory will debit. Okay, your uh, inventory balance will increase and your customer balance will decrease. You can enter credit notes from customers, transactions, customer credit notes, and click add credit note. From here, you can select your customer, and you can select items, customer returning items you can select, and you can enter quantity and amount, and you can save this customer credit note. In addition to that, if you already invoice to customers, you can convert that customer invoice to customer credit note. Go to customer tax invoices, select that customer invoice, and you can click this create credit note. Then system will fill that details, and you can process this customer credit note without re-entering that customer uh, details. Okay, you don't want to select customers or items, or you don't want to enter prices, you can convert sales customer invoice to customer credit note. Or if you already entered the customer credit notes, you can go to customer credit notes and click add credit note and select customer here. After that, this from invoice, you can select your customer invoice, and you can process that credit note. And if you want to change returning quantities, you can change from here. Now for an example, if you sold 10 quantities for this item and customer returning only 3 items or 3 numbers, you can change that quantity to 3, and you can process this customer credit note. Okay, like that you can enter customer credit notes. Now you can enter customer credit note. Okay, you can enter credit notes, and you can return all quantities, so you can select returning quantity. Right, returning quantity, if you want, you can change. And if you are converting invoice, that prices also will pick from the previous customer invoice. Right, next we will move to customer receipts. Now you have invoice to your customers, and customer will pay for you. Then you can enter customer receipts. When you enter customer receipts, your bank will debit your bank account, and credit your trade receivables. Right. You can enter customer receipts from customers transactions, customer receipts. Click add receipt. You can select the customer. After you select the customer, system will display customer balance and unpaid invoices. You can enter customer paying amount here. And you can enter reference number. Now reference number you can use. Now for an example, here payment method, you can select cash, check, credit card, or EFT. EFT is electronic fund transfer. And customer pays by check, you can enter check number as reference number, or if customer pay by credit card, you can enter customer credit card number as reference. Then after that, you can select that depositing bank account. And if you want to add any description or comments, you can type here. You can select that payment date from here, and you can select paying customer invoices. If you want, you can manually select, or from here, when you select invoices, this total will calculate. Now here 119,834. If you select another invoice, it will increase to 120, 155, like that. When you tick this, or when you are selecting customer invoices, system will calculate the receipt amount. And if you want to manually select invoices, you can select manually. And one more option, now when you are creating customers, there's an option auto allocate to receipts to oldest invoices. If you take this option, system will allocate your customer outstanding or your receipt to oldest invoices. Now you can see system has allocated that receipt amount to oldest invoices. And if you select another customer, we will untick this option. Same customer, we will untick and see. Now you can see that receipt will not allocated to customer invoices. Now here we can manually allocate invoices. If you want to auto allocate to oldest invoices, you can tick that option. And if you want to allocate invoices manually, you can select or you can untick that option. Right. You can take 5 minutes. You can enter that receipt, and after that you can take a break. We will start at 5 o'clock. Okay, 5 minutes you can take for enter receipts, and after that you can take 10-minute break. After that we will start at 5 o'clock. Okay, we will start after the break. Now, in practical situation, sometimes you are collecting daily collection, customer payments to a different account. For an example, cash in hand account, and end of the day, you will deposit to your bank account. In that case, you can create cash in hand account, and you can deposit your receipt to those account, and end of the day you can transfer from that account to your collection account to bank account. Right. And also, if you are accepting PDC, that means post-dated checks or PD checks, you can create different bank account or different bank account for PD checks, and you can enter that PD checks. And also, if you are accepting PD checks, you can create a PD check account, and date you can select as that PD check date. Uh, Now, for an example, if you are accepting March dated, July dated check, you can select that receipt date as July, and you can enter that customer receipts. Furthermore, assume now you are in assume now you are in export business. For an example, if you are exporting cinnamon, now you have foreign customers. Now, when you are select that foreign customers, you can view that customer's currency, and if they are paying that customer's currency, you can enter that amount, or if they are paying rupees, you can enter that rupee amount. And also, if you select foreign customer, you can uh, you can view that exchange rate also. If your bank charging different exchange rate, you can change the exchange rate from here, right? Like this, you can enter customer receipts. You can enter customer receipts, and you can enter PD checks. And if you have foreign customers, you can enter receipts in that means that foreign customers currency or local currency. Right. One more thing. Now, sometimes some customers, or if your company providing early settlement discount. For an example, you are giving 30 days credit period, but if your customers pays early, you will give a additional discount. Now, you already entered the invoice. Now, if you are giving early settlement discount or additional discount when you are paying, when your customer pay early, you can enter that discount amount here, and you can process the customer receipt. Now, for this customer, if customer settle in early, you can enter, you can give 1,000 discount. Now here, you can enter 11,751 in balances this additional discount. Okay, like that, if you are providing uh, early settlement discount or additional discount, you can enter that discount when you are processing the customer receipts. Okay, after you enter that amount, and if you haven't allocated total amount, sorry. Now you have entered 1,000, but you haven't allocated to any invoice. Then system will display unallocated balances here. Okay, if you have entered receipt amount and if you haven't allocated to any invoice, you can view that unallocated balance. And also if you have entered any amount and allocated only lesser the receipt amount, you can view unallocated amount. Right, now you can practice this foreign currency and uh, additional discount here. When you are entering customer receipts also, you can select your analysis code. By clicking this analysis code, you can select your analysis code. After you enter receipt, you can print or you can email. There are two options: process and email detail, process and email summary. Now if you select summary, system will display only receipt amount. And if you select preview detail, you can view settlement invoice also. Now here you can view invoice date, invoice number and amount. And if you select summary, you can view only receipt amount only. You cannot view invoice numbers. If you want to print invoice numbers, you can select this preview detail. Then system will display invoice date, invoice number, if customer reference available, and invoice totals. Okay, when you are entering customer receipts, you can go to customers, transaction, customer receipts and add receipt, and you can add receipts, or you can go to customer invoices, and from here you can select actions and create receipt. Then system will select the customer, enter receipt amount and allocate to that invoice. It's same as when we convert that credit note, you can convert that tax invoice to credit note like that. You can go to customer tax invoices and select this action and click create receipts. Then system will fill other details. System will select customer, enter receipt amount and allocate to this invoice. Okay. Now here also we will allocate this to INV 0002518. Go to actions, create receipt. System will allocate to 2518. Okay, like that we can enter customer receipts. Next, allocate receipts. Now sometimes you will forget to allocate customer invoice when you are entering customer receipts, or sometimes you are getting advances from customers and later you enter the customer invoice to the system. In that case, you cannot allocate advance you received from the customer to invoice. And when you are generating your customer outstanding, it will display very lengthy outstanding report. Now for an example, this customer, there are RCP, that is customer receipts. You can view minus, and credit note also minus. And in addition to receipts, you can see some invoices. This will happen if you haven't allocated your receipt to customer invoices. Therefore, we need to allocate our receipts to customer outstanding invoices. When you are entering customer receipt, if you forget or if you cannot allocate your customer receipts, later you can allocate by using this allocate receipt option. Okay, you can select your customer After you select the customer, you can view outstanding invoices and unallocated items, credit note or receipts. Then you can drag and drop this receipt to outstanding invoices. Then this invoice balance due amount will 0. Like that, you can allocate your receipts to invoices. And if you by mistake you have allocated to different invoice, you can again drag and drop to right side, and you can allocate to correct one. If you unallocate, again this due amount will as invoice amount, and you can allocate again. Now when you select this receipt, you can see that icon is red color, and if you are allocating to any invoice, it will change to green. Then you can drop, and then receipt will allocate to this invoice. And also there are few options. First one, show outstanding only. If you tick this option, system will display only outstanding invoices. If you untick this option, system will display all invoices of that customer. Now here we have untick this option, and now you can view all the invoices also. There's a due amount is 0, that means it's fully allocated. Those invoices also will display. Right. Now you can see all due amounts has amount. That means those invoices not fully allocated. Now there are 3 display options. First one, all invoices. If you select this option, system will display all outstanding invoices or unallocated invoices. Then second option, invoices between. If you select invoices between, and you can set a date range, then system will display only that date range invoices only. And third option, specific invoice number. You can enter specific invoice number here, then system will display only that amount, that invoice only it will display. Right. Next, there's another option, split unallocated item amount. Now sometimes your customers pay some amount that is not equivalent to your outstanding invoices, and he will mention uh, settle uh, this much amount for this amount, this invoice, and this amount for uh, another invoice. Assume now we have 10,000 receipt available here, and assume we want to allocate 5,000 for this 273 invoice and 5,000 for 308 invoice. In that case, we can use this split unallocated item amount. You can take this option. After that, when you are drag and drop this receipt to invoice, system will open another window, and here we can enter allocation amount. Now please enter value. Under that we can enter allocation amount. Now here we are going to allocate 5,000 for this invoice, and 5,000 for this 308 invoice. Right. Now when you allocate this 5,000, this it will due amount reduce to 175,000, and from here also it will reduce to 114,000. Like that, if you want to allocate specific amount to invoice, you can use this split unallocated item amount. Okay, now you can practice this receipt allocation. Actually we have done the same way for suppliers also, supplier payments. Therefore it will easy for you. You can practice this customer receipts. allocate receipt. Okay, like that, you can allocate your receipt if you haven't allocated receipt to your customer invoices, or if you haven't allocated your credit note to customer invoices. And if you haven't allocated your credit note or receipt to invoices, when you are generating your customer outstanding report, it will display a very lengthy report. Okay, next we will move to customer adjustments. Now customer adjustments we can use sometimes after audits. They will found uh, incorrect transactions for your customers, or sometimes by mistake you may, or your users may enter select different customers. And if you want to correct your, or if you want to adjust your customer balances, you can use this customer adjustments. From these customer adjustments, you can increase or decrease your customer balances. To enter customer adjustment, you can go to customers, transactions, customer adjustments. And there are two options: add customer adjustments and quick entry grid. First one, we select add customer adjustment. You can select your customer. After you select the customer, you can view customer balance. From this effect, you can increase or decrease your customer balances. If you want to increase your customer balance, you can select increase, and you can enter the amount. And if you want to decrease your customer balance, you can select decrease, and you can enter the balance. And from here, by affecting, you can select by affecting account, and you can process this customer adjustment. And if any reference number available, you can enter that reference number. And if you want to add any description or comment, you can add here. In addition to that, if you select decrease, you can view unpaid invoices. And if you select increase, you cannot view unpaid invoices, because balance also increase. And if you are decreasing your customer balances, if you want, you can allocate to a invoice. And also you can, if you want to allocate this adjustment for any analysis code, by clicking this analysis code, you can select your analysis code. Okay, if you haven't allocated, you can view here unallocated amount. Right, like that. If you want, you can enter customer adjustment. And also if you want to add more than one customer adjustment at once, you can use this quick entry grid. Here also you can enter, you can select the date, effect, increase or decrease, and you can select customer and enter reference, description, and amount. And here you can enter other customers also. You can add more than one customer here, and you can select, you can enter customer, that transaction date, effect, customer, reference, description, amount, exclusive amount, tax amount, inclusive amount, and by affecting account. And if you want to add any analysis code, you can enter here. And if you have any foreign customers, you can view that exchange rate also. And also if you want to import this adjustment, you can import from here, and you can process this customer adjustment. Okay, now you can enter customer adjustments. If you have any questions, please ask. Okay, now we have completed up to customer adjustments. This bad debt relief and bad debt recovered not available for Sri Lanka. Therefore, we will move to customer reports. Up to customer transaction, is it clear? If you have any questions, please ask. Okay, next we will move to customer reports. First report is customer statement run. Now we can use this statement run for send customer statements for a selected period. You can automate this statement run option. You can select customers, and from this statement options, you can select date range, and you can send your customer statements to your customers. Okay, you don't want to send customer statement, each customer statement separately. At once you can select your customer range, and you can select date range, and you can email to your customers. Okay, from here you can select your customer range, and you can email to your customer. Then there are few options. First one, you can select your one customer or range of customers, and you can select customer category. And from this date range, you can select monthly, quarterly, yearly, or all date range. And there are few options. Show balance brought forward. If you tick this option, system will display balance brought forward amount. Here brought forward amount will display, and if you untick this option, system will not display that amount. Next, excluded fully allocated invoices. If you want to exclude fully allocated invoices from the statement, you can tick this option, and if you want to include, you can you can if you want to include, if you want to exclude fully allocated invoices, you can tick this option, and if you want to include, you can untick this option. And if you want to view detail, you can tick this option. Detail means each item, each invoice, that transaction, that item wise, if you want to view, you can tick this option, choose this option to display invoice line item. Now here you can view same invoice number, individual items available here. If you want to display like that, you can tick this option. Then next, use foreign currency. If you want to display in customers currency, you can tick this option. Next, exclude customers where balances are. If balance is 0, you can, if you tick 0 balances, customers will not display. And if you tick negative, those negative balances customers statements will not send to that customers. And also there's another option, less than. If you tick this option, less than, and if you enter any amount, those customers, if any customers balance is less than 2,500, those customers balance also, or those statements also will not generate. Okay, I'll repeat it again. First, you can select customers or customer category. Then you can select date range, and from options you can select brought forward balance. And if you want to exclude fully allocated invoices or settled invoices, you can display or you can remove. And if you want to view invoice line items, you can tick this option, show detail. And if you want to view the statement in customers currency, you can tick use foreign currency. And also if you want to exclude 0 balance customers, you can tick this option. And if you want to exclude negative balances customers, you can untick this, or you can tick this option. And also you can enter less than amount, and if any customers balance less than 2,500, those customers will not display. Furthermore, if you tick this option, third option, other two options will inactivate. And if you untick this option, first and second options again activate. Like that, you can select options and you can process this statement run. Then this statement will email to your customers. Now here we have select from A01 to accounting software customers, but some customers did not display because this customer balance is 20 and this customer zero balance. This customer also to minus 2000. Therefore, those customers not display here because we have exclude customers less than 2500. Okay, right. Like that, if you want, if your customer requests your their statements, you can at once you can send from uh, customer statement using customer statement run. There's another question. Explain allocation, receipt allocation. You can allocate receipt from customers, transactions, allocate receipts. First, you need to select your customer and click refresh. Then system will display unallocated invoices and unallocated invoices in left side, and right side it will display unallocated credit notes or unallocated receipts. Okay, then if you want to allocate any receipt to invoice, you can drag and drop to that invoice. Then system will allocate that invoice. In addition to that, from here you can allocate credit note or customer receipt. And by mistake, if you allocated to different invoice, you can drag and drop to right side again, and you can allocate to correct invoice. And there are few options. The first one, show outstanding only. If you tick this option, system will display only outstanding invoices. Right, you can check there if it is due amount there, though that means those invoices not settled fully, therefore it will display here. And if you untick this option, system will display all invoices. Now here you can see due amount of zero, item invoices also available. That means fully allocated invoices also display here. Then there are three display options, all invoices. If you select this option, system will display all outstanding invoices. Second option, invoices between. If you select this option, you can set a date range from date to date. Then system will display only that date range outstanding invoices only. Then third option, specific invoice number. If you enter any specific invoice number here, system will display only that invoice number only. Right. Next, split unallocated item amount. Now you have few outstanding invoices and you have few unallocated receipts. Now you want to allocate your receipts to more than one invoices, and you want to mention that amount. Now for an example, you have 10,000 unallocated receipt and you want to allocate 5,000 each for this 273 invoice and 308 invoice. That case, now you can use this split unallocated item amount, and you can drag and drop to that invoice, and here you can enter allocation amount. Then this due amount will reduce from 5,000, and this receipts unused value also reduced to 5,000. Now you can allocate to this 308 invoice, and you can enter 5,000. Then you can see that due amount decreased to 175,000, and here 078 invoice not available here. Like that, if you want to uh, allocate partial amounts, you can use this split unallocated item amount. You can tick here, and you can enter how much you are going to allocate for that invoice. Right, like that, you can split your allocation amount. Right. Now here you can practice your statement run. Next session we will start from a list of customers. And also please practice your customer transactions, and we will upload this video also to your LMS. Please go through that video and user manuals. If you have any questions, please ask, and hope you have downloaded that layout designer, and please practice that also. And currently you have enough time to practice these transactions, and please practice and go through that user manual. And if you have any questions, please ask in next session. Okay, thank you very much. Stay safe.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Yarika.